Hey everybody, welcome to another round of Canje Plays, and today I'm proud to present to you the playthrough of Street Fighter, the miniature board game. This was a game that was done by Jasco Games that Angry Joe and his group, who was a YouTube subscriber, not a subscriber, sorry, a YouTube content creator, created, and from that it came with this Street Fighter. There's a lot of issues that came up in the production of this, but it was delivered, and we did get these really cool pre-painted minis that were approved by Capcom. So I think the best deal that you could get is if you back the Kickstarter, but there are local game stores that carry Street Fighter for you to play. This game is supposed to be a 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2, or 3 versus 3 game, but it's kind of like a battle game. The style of gameplay is more kind of a rock, paper, scissors style playthrough with some pretty interesting mechanics to it. But there was a YouTube creator who created this. Friends Not Required, I believe, is the name of the content creator YouTube, who did a solo mode if you played this game solo. I am going to use their solo rules on this to play through. I know that it took me a little while to kind of understand how the game played solo, so hopefully this will clear up a lot of things for you, for people who are still kind of confused on how to set that up. I think the solo mode that he created is really good, and it still comes down to some really close games to play through. I did post a comment on the community channel on who they'd like to see, and I got one reply saying play Evil Ryu. So I'm going to follow through kind of an Evil Ryu storyline where Ryu has succumbed to the dark energy within him, and his friend Chun-Li has come first to visit to see, to see how he is doing when he bursts through the dojo, and then a fight ensues. So he'll be taking on Chun-Li for the first fight, and this I'm going to try to go through this as kind of a telling story in a series of each different character, with each different character kind of having a storyline, just like the Street Fighter 2 game. So it might be something that might be relevant. However, if you like what you see here and you'd like to see more, the channel's always there. You can hit the like, subscribe button, and I will post in the description below the link to the solo rules so that you can have them for yourselves if you want to go through. Honestly, it was a little confusing for me. I had to do an actual flow chart of how things worked for it to make sense. But once it made sense, it is a solid solo mode. So a couple things is we'll talk about the characters, but instead of using that meter and all that builds up that really thick meter, I decided to just use health trackers for this, and I'm going to use just energy. I'm going to use energy dice, or just dice, to determine as they gain meter, because once they gain 8, they trigger their ult, and then you deal with what comes up. So we get to see how that sets up. Let's go ahead and just introduce our two characters that we're going to be dealing with, so you can see how that is, and then we'll talk about solo setup, and then we'll get into the gameplay. We are going to be playing with Evil Ryu. And Evil Ryu, as you can see here, lovely Evil Ryu that's here with the corruption within him, he's going to have a move of 3. So we'll talk about how this works and flows properly. He's going to have a health of 22, and then his Masatsu Gosho Ryu, hopefully I said that properly, is going to be his ultra ability. So when he gets 8 meter, he'll have this ultra ability that he can trigger as an action, and he will charge 2, which means move 2 spaces, and attack with 6 dice. And then it says count all meter results rolled with this attack as double punch, basically critical punches instead of regular punches. So he's really coming at you for a lot of damage. These dice that are on here come with a shield for a block. You'll get a punch and a shield, a meter, and where's that crit? Double punch. So they always give you something during your play, but this is going to be who we start off with, which is Evil Ryu. Our next character that we're going to be bringing up is Chun-Li. So Chun-Li is going to have a move of 4 whenever she moves, health of 24, Kiko Sho is her ultimate. She has to be at range 1 or 2 from she'll roll 7 dice, and she'll knock back 2, which means she'll knock the person back 2 from that. You may spend 8 meter to use this attack as a combo action when you deal damage with a rear spin kick. So basically she can build on this. as a combo action to really ramp this up and make it really amazing. So the character playthrough, the character cards are pretty well done, and I'm super happy with them for what they are. All right, let's talk about the table setup when we're talking about setting up the solo mode. The first thing you do is you take out every card that is a bait card from the deck, so it'll say bait on the side, and then you also take out any card with this defense die that shows right here, right? So once you take all those out, it'll form a deck of 10 cards. This is kind of your timer as well as a potential for a behavior effect to come out. So it's not just a timer, basically saying that there's 10 cards, 10 rounds. If you don't beat them in 10 rounds, then you lose. So we'll go ahead and shuffle these up, and that will be good. And that goes to a side deck that's here called a defense deck, and you'll see why it's called that even though it still is a timer. The rest of the cards, which is about 30 cards for the character, you shuffle those up just regular, get those nice and set, and that is your character's action deck on the AI's action deck, and this is going to be the AI. For your character, you just grab their deck, give it a good shuffle as usual. Nothing, you don't need to take anything out, you don't need to change anything, it'll just be set. So no big deal. Usually in games of Street Fighter, whenever you play the miniatures board game, it's 2 rounds. So basically someone knocks the person down, removes their health, and then you reset back up and you do round 2. And it's best out of 3. So if you win 2, you win. Otherwise, it 1-1, and then you go for the final. For this story style, and to keep you mostly interested in what I'd like to accomplish, I'm actually going to just make it 1 round. So it's just going to be, we're going to do it movie style. 1 round fight to see how it goes. I could lose horribly, and that would be a bad thing, but we'll play the story as it goes, because I have some ideas on how to play the story from it if either side wins, and the character I'll continue to play or take over playing with what comes up next, which will be a good story for us to play through. So branching story, because you know I love story so much and everything sounds good. So once our deck is completely shuffled and created, we set up the board as per the book rules, put our characters in their starting position, set their health, and their meters are set to, I set them to 0. I know usually you would say set them to 1, but I just usually set them to 0 for what's amped up, for things to go really cool. And there is an app that comes with this game that is done by Angry Joe's one of his friends, who created an app that you can use to go along with this game, which we're going to put into place. So the app that I was talking about, this is the app that's here. There's a website for iOS for if you're using Apple, but if you're using any type of Android phone, it's Fighter Selector SFTM would be the one that you look up on the store, and it's there for you to pick. So you can pick your character. I'm going to be picking Evil Ryu. So where you see Evil Ryu, his health and everything that sets there, and we hit confirm. So all this really does when you pull it up is it just gives you a way to track meter. It gives you a way to track health. So I'll just be tracking meter with this. And if you ever do an attack, you get some really fun sounds. So you can just... So you get some really good sounds for whenever you're doing, trying to build those up. I'm just going to be using this for the meter, so I'm just going to kind of put this over here whenever I gain meter. And whenever I gain any meter with her, we're just going to use some more spin down dice for her meter. I could do it for both, but that's kind of a little fun addition, right? Everybody likes a little fun addition to things to go through. So the game begins. The first thing we need to do is we need to determine who's going to go first. So I'm going to be using the purple dice, which is something that you get with the Kickstarter, depending on your pledge level, if you want to get more. And I'll have Chun-Li use the red dice. So these will be the evil, corrupted dice, and these will be the good guy dice, however you want to look at it. Like I said, the story can go either way, where I'm switching between dice and everything's solid. So you just grab 3, and the person with the most punches goes first. So you just shake these up, and you just play those. I got 3 punches, and then we'll roll for her and see 1, 2, 3, 4 punches. So Chun-Li goes first, which kind of makes sense thematically as it goes. What I want to do is I'm going to draw 5 cards, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this will be my starting hand. I can mulligan if I want, so let's take a look at these cards so I can explain what they mean. These cards are pretty cool. So when we look at one of these cards, there's a lot of things to go through for this. the amount of dice that you get to roll, how far you get to move when you do it. Can it be part of a combo based on what side it's on, the type of card it is, the name of the card, and what it actually does. Also, there's this bottom area down here that if I'm playing this card as a counter, I will ignore all of this and just do what's at the bottom. So besides the super tiny text here that my old eyes can barely see, the card's pretty well laid out. And I talk about that the card being a combo card. I don't have any combo cards in my hand for you to see, but if you look on another card that's on here, you'll see a yellow symbol. So if I had a red symbol here, and then I move this to the side, and there was a yellow symbol somewhere around here, I can combo this as one action to do Hurricane Kick, then Fierce Hadouken, and then something else. And I could keep comboing as long as I can match symbols and have enough cards in my hand as to how you want to play these. So I really love the combo system that they built on this. I think it's a lot of fun. As you can see, that card that you've just read. The big thing that you see here is this symbol here for the amount of dice you roll. There's two types. There is red and there is yellow. Red dice, you just roll the dice, the amount of dice that you see there. So I'll do two action dice, and that's what I'll do. When you see a yellow die, you can discard an event card from your hand. A good action of that is this card, which is an event card, right? It's an event, as you can see. You can discard an event card from your hand to roll one extra die. The most die you can roll against someone is 8, which is a lot of damage. But you could discard events to be able to roll more dice with this, and each discarded event is an extra die added. So that just to keep in mind as you keep going. And his last card that he has as we look through these is the Somersault Throw. So it has throw 1. There's a lot of keywords in terms of throwing people around. I have to be at range 1. I'll roll 2 dice, and no matter what I roll, I still get to throw them. So I might roll a dud in terms of doing any damage, but I still get to throw 1 space. And if this attack deals damage, move Evil Ryu up to 2 spaces wherever I want to go. So I get some extra movement, shifting me around for a focus attack, for some other attack that's on here that builds this out, if that makes sense. So there's a lot of versatility in the cards that do this. So I want to give a huge shout out to Bernd on Meet Me at the Table at the Mega Game of Palooza, where I played with him, Colin, Steve, Kim, all these different content creators, and we met up and we played board games for a weekend. He taught me this game, and I instantly fell in love with it and was so glad I didn't call this game. So anyway, just wanted to give you a sense of this is going to be the hand. I could mulligan it, but I'm not. I want you to see how amazing these things could potentially work. Even though I don't have a combo, I'm sure I'll draw into one at some time so you can see what those things look like. All right, so with my opening hand set, Chun-Li is going first. So when the AI goes first, AI has 2 actions. First thing they do is choose if they're going to move up to their full movement, and then they will do their 2 actions. The AI will always try to move towards you as much as possible. So she moves 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, actually, before she does that, sorry, this is the AI. First thing the AI is going to do is take this card and play it face down. This is the rock, paper, scissors portion of the game, because I look at my hands and I determine a couple things. Okay, well, if I think that that is a strike, if I play the strike card face down and I match it, then her action is negated, and I do what's at the bottom of the card, right? I basically countered her. So I can choose to play a card face down to try to match whatever that is to counter. I can just say I'm going to block the attack, and if I block the attack, I just roll 2 dice, and any shields block any damage that's inbound. And finally, if I have an event, then I could play that. I think she has a projectile. I think that's what she has. And I'm going to say, oh, you're coming at me with a projectile, so I'm going to use that projectile word there. Play it face down. All right, we're ready to see what it is and resolve it. So I'm going to flip this over, and it's a special. Oh, so it's a special. It was not a projectile. What happens is I discard this card. She is going to do that, and I can't block it. So I was like, oh, I'm going to try to counter you, and I completely missed the counter. So she is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 as her movement. Then she's going to do her special, which is the spinning bird kick. Oh, no. So basically, we'll look. She's going to roll 2 dice. She's going to charge 2. This attack gains +1 attack die for each space the defender was moved by the charge. So 1, 2, I slam up against the wall. When I slam up against the wall, I take 1 damage. And then since she moved me 1, the defender was moved. I was moved 1, so she's going to get an extra die. She's going to roll 3 dice against me, and I can't do anything about it because I tried to counter, and I completely missed the counter. So she's going to roll 3 dice against me. She'll do 1, 2, 3 damage. There's nothing I can do about it. So 1, 2, 3, taking me to 18 health. Right? And that was her first action that she did this. Then we look and see if there's a color symbol on this side. There isn't. So therefore, well, that's how it's going to be. So she's going to do discard this card. And then she's going to play the next card face down for her second action. And I'm going to block because that hurt a lot. So I'm going to block. So she's just going to flip this over, and it's a special. So this time I'm blocking, so I get 2 dice to block with. She's going to roll 3 dice at range 1 to 3, and she's going to head stomp. Boink. Head stomp on me. And she's going to do this thing called poke. And she said edge, +1 attack die if she's at range 2. So if she was at range 2, she'd get a 4th attack die, but she isn't. And she said after this attack resolves, place Chun-Li a space adjacent to the defender if able, which I already am. So she's coming at me with 3, and I'm going to roll 2 to defend. So we'll go ahead and do that. And she hits me for 1, and she gains a meter. So automatically she gets 1 meter. And basically, I need to see if I can block that 1 punch. And I do. I did block that punch, so I don't take any damage. I don't get a meter or punch her back. It's just trying to gain shields at this point. She also gets poke. And poke says if the attack deals 1 damage, which it didn't, I blocked it all, I would have to discard 3 cards from the top of my deck, which is awful. So those were her 2 actions. Her turn is over. Oh, it is my turn. It is on. So I draw 2 cards at the start of my turn. Oh no, this is my first turn. I don't do it on my first turn. You skip the draw 2 cards at the beginning of your first turn. So instead, I just got this to go with. So we're looking through our hand. I don't have any combo cards, but I do have this lovely throw that made me angry with what she did. So I'm going to play this card, and I'm going to play it face up, because on the AI's turn, we're going to roll a die. And based on what we roll will determine what they'll do. So basically, if we roll a shield, just a full shield, the AI will block, so it'll roll 2 dice and try to do it. If we roll a punch, the AI will try to counter. And if we roll a meter, the AI will play a card from the defense deck. And that will say, okay, well, they're going to play that card. And if it stops us, and we see where it goes. So we'll roll this. And it's a meter. Awesome. Awesome sauce. It was exactly what I didn't want it to be, which was the top card of this deck. We flip it over. And it says, let's see, it's an event. So when it comes to an event like this, where it says, okay, well, we're playing this event, free action, return 1 non-super card from your discard pile to the top of your deck. Or action, look at the opponent. So this is supposed to be kind of an action-based card. When that doesn't work out, it means that, you did not do, so you can't defend. Instead of discarding this card, we'll just shuffle it back into the defense deck. So, actually, it would do... Sorry, I apologize. If the card doesn't go, then it will defend. No matter what, it will defend. So they're going to defend. So they have 1 shield, and I'm rolling 2 dice. And I do 2 damage. They just block 1, so they're going to take 1 damage. Then it says if this attack deals damage, throw 1. So I'm going to grab her and slam her through this. Oh yes, we can slam people through stuff. I destroy this, and she takes another damage. And then it says if this attack deals damage, move Evil Ryu up to 2 spaces. I'm going to do 1, 2 right there. And that's going to be my first action at range 1. I'll discard this. So she came at me, she kicked me good, and then I just threw her through stuff. So then my next action, this one will be nice if I do a focus attack. I could throw her again, or I could hurricane kick her. Yeah, I'm going to hurricane kick her. We're doing a special. So we'll roll the dice to see what she's going to do. So punch, she's going to try to counter, right? So I'm doing a special. Did she do a special? Nope, she did an event. It wasn't a special. So sad for you. So this is discarded. She is not blocking what's about to happen. So here we go. So I'm gonna roll 2 dice. Well, first I charge 2. One, so 1, 2. And then the attack gets +1 die for each space the defender was moved, which was 2 spaces. So I'm rolling 4 dice on her now. And this is gonna be fun. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 that she couldn't take. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, look, she's at 18 health already. You mess with me, you get messed up, lady. You get messed up. So, yeah, that was fun. So I went ahead and I did that. That was a good time. And that was my 2 actions. So that ends my turn. At the end of the round, we're going to take one of these, the top one, off and discard it. And that's our counter, our timer counting down. So we continue to play to round 2. She goes first. Well, first action, she'll do this. And based on what this does is how she'll move. That's kind of how the AI does it. Because I don't know what this is going to do. So I can't say she's going to move. This will determine how she moves. I'm going to... Ooh, that might be a strike. If that's a strike, that'd be great. Nope, I'm going to block. I'm going to block this one. So what are you doing? So she's going to do an action. Play this as a face-down attack. If the defender blocked, which is what I said I was doing, this event deals 4 damage. Reduce hits as normal from the block roll. So it's doing 4 damage that I could try to reduce. And I'll roll this. And I'm going to take 2, going to 16. And then that is... oh, she has to be at range 2. So she'll do 1, 2, 3. She'll do, 1, 2, 3. There. And then she'll do it. And that's her first action. Cool, 2 events. That's amazing. Then we'll do this again. I'm going to block it one more time. What are you going to do? All right, so she's going to move to range 1. Now, she has to be within range 1 to do this. Since she is not within range 1 and she cannot do this card, then this is a wasted action for her. So it is... The lightning legs would have hurt. Those would have stung. That would have been a travesty of justice. So yeah, the action... basically it's a loss of an action for it. So that's how it plays against it just ramping up and beating you. All right, so that ends their turn. At the beginning of my turn, I'm going to draw 2 cards. So that's how we re-up our hand. And you don't have a lot of combos, my friend, but you've got knockback. And knockback is fun. But I want to throw you first. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around, blood in my eyes, move over here, and we're going for the strike. What do you got? You are going to try to counter. Okay, let's see how you're going to counter this with a special. I'm knocking over trees. With a special. You missed, so it should have been a strike. It's a special. You don't get to defend. What you're going to take, though, is you're going to take 1 punch to the face, and then I'm going to pick you up and slam you through this thing for another damage. That felt good. That felt really, really good. And then for my last action, because I need to be at distance to start doing doing a bunch of Hadoukens at her face. I'm gonna spend my last action to move 1, 2, 3 to set it up, and that's gonna be that for my action side. I just wanted to throw her through those 2 things to shore. Who's boss? So at the end of that round, we discard the next thing to go here, and then it will be her turn. She'll play that card. Oh, I forgot. When she would waste an action, I believe, let me make sure, because it's a loss of an action. AI loses 1 action, the attacker moves up to its value if it's not within line of sight. So yeah, it would just basically be a move, but she didn't need to move. It was a loss of an action. So she's going to do that. I think I'm gonna block that. What do you got? What do you got, lady? You got a strike. Ugh. I don't have a strike in my hand, so it wouldn't have worked, but she's gonna... Oh no, she's gonna throw me. Oh no, she's mad. So she's gonna move here, and I'm gonna block for 2. She's gonna attack for 2. So what is she doing? She's gonna do no damage. She's gonna gain a meter, so she'll go to 2. And I don't need to take anything because it's a whiff. So she completely whiffed, but she still's gonna throw me 3. Oh no! So she like comes over and she like swing kicks me in the face. Boom, 1. Whenever you hit something, it stops you. So she slams me through that rock. I'm down to 15 health. This is getting tight. So that's her first. It would be 3, but when you hit something, it kind of stops you. So then, that was her first action. Her next action, she's gonna play, and I'm gonna block that too. Let's see what you're doing. Strike, and she is within range to do it. Oh no, she's gonna stun me, which will make me discard a card from my hand. So she is at the edge. Her attack die. Oh, she'd have to be at range 2 to get that. So she's gonna roll 3 dice. If this attack deals damage, move her up to 2 spaces. So she's gonna roll 3 dice. And she's 2 damage. I have potential. Come on, come on. 1, 2. Yes. So if this attack deals damage, she would move, but she's not moving anywhere. No, no, no. Not for what I got planned. And but she's gonna stun me. And stun says if the attack deals damage, then I have to discard a random card from my hand. Didn't deal damage. That was your 2 actions. Here, it's gonna hurt, lady. So we're gonna draw 2 cards. Oh, please tell me I have combos. I've got a combo for my first action. Oh, man. Does this let me move? Yep, move up to 1 space, which will then set me back for that. And then that. Oh, this is gonna be glorious. This is gonna be glorious. I'm playing a special. To do, I have to be at range 2 to do it, so I'm going to go here. Yeah, I'm gonna go there. Oh, you're gonna feel this. So let's see what you're gonna do. You are going to counter. If that's a special, I'm going to be furious. No, no! She did a special on me. So it says special. Place your character in a space adjacent to the attacker, deal 2 unblockable damage to them, and then draw a card. So it negates this entire attack. My action is wasted. She'll come up here. She'll deal me 2 damage. And then she would draw a card, but she's not going to. It's just kind of oof. Oof. Oh, man. Ah, she ruined, like, all of my plans. That was my first action. I only have 1 action left, and none of my cards can stop her. That was really good, lady. All right, let's do the focus. No, I got to be at range 2 for the focus attack. I'm just going to move my full movement for my second action. 1, 2, 3. And that's going to be it. She shut me down. Okay, discard a card off the top of that deck, and then she will play a card face up. Oh, that was the worst. Okay, I like my projectiles. I think they're fun. Man. Okay, let's do a projectile. I'll say that she's gonna play a projectile. What's she get? A projectile, yes! So basically, if within range 3 of the attacker, yes, I am, they take 2 unblockable damage, and you place your character in a space adjacent to them. So her action's wasted. A space adjacent to them. They take 2 unblockable damage, so they're down to 14. And that happens, and I shut her down with the Fierce Hadoken. Then that was her wasted first action. Next action, and that was her action, so she didn't move. Whatever this is, I'm gonna block it. She can't do it because she has to be at range 2 to do it, and I shut down the other one. How do you like them apples, lady? That's right. Oh my gosh. Oh, that makes me feel good. Instead, she's going to move, which they'll always try to get close to you as possible if they're going to move. So my turn. I'm going to draw 2 cards. Oh, I'm so angry that you stopped my last attack. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to back up 1, 2, and let's just do the massive, evil, nasty Hadouken. So let's do that. Take that. So we're going to, what is she going to do? She's going to block. So she's trying to block what's coming. I'm rolling 3 dice. Do I have an event card? I'm going to discard an event card to roll 4 dice. And I'm doing 1, 2 and a meter. So I gain a meter, and I'm doing 2, and what's she doing? She's blocking 1, so she's only taking 1 damage, going to 13. Cool, 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 cool. And it has knockback that'll knock her back 1, which makes me happy for me to set up for another one at range 3. So I'm going to be rolling 3 dice. What are you going to do? You're going to try to counter this one. So what are you doing? Projectile. Dang it! Okay, so if within range 3, 1, 2, 3, you are not. If within range 3, they take 2 unblockable damage. Otherwise, both players draw a card. So I get to draw a card into my hand. And she just destroyed my entire turn. Thanks a lot, Chun-Li. You suck. Okay. End of round, discard card. It is her turn. So you see, this stuff gets really fast-paced and it moves pretty darn well. So she is going to do this. We don't know what she's going to do. So we don't know what she's going to do. Oh, boy. We don't know what she's going to do. This is going to be a hard one. This is going to be a hard one. I can... Man, I don't know what to do. I tell you what, it's an event. I'm going to try to counter it with an event. What does she got? It's a strike. So she's going to move right up on me. Actually, she's going to move to the edge because that'll give her the best benefit. This gets discarded and lost. She's going to roll 4 dice because she's at the edge. And if this attack deals damage, move her 2 spaces. Oh no, and it can combo. Oh no. Oh my gosh. 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Taking me to 8 health. She has come here to save her friend from the evil. But she also has a way to combo. So we'll draw the top card. And if it combos, she keeps running with it. It does. It's a projectile. Oh no. She's not at, she can move 2, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, which pushes her at the edge, so she's going to roll 3 dice against me. Oh no. Oh no, I can defend this. Anything in combo you can defend. Oh no. So that's 2. And I only blocked 1, so I'm going to take 1 damage. Chun-Li's pissed. And she could combo again. So, yep, keep it rolling. Not a blue card. So, when you can't combo, we take this, shuffle it back into the deck, and discard the last 2. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And that was just her first action. Oh no. Her second action. I'm going to defend. Strike. Range 1. Wasted, so instead we'll discard this and she'll move right up to us to use that as her move action. Alright, my turn. I draw 2 cards. I am not happy with what you're doing. I am not happy. I don't have enough meter to do the Raging Demon, which I really wish I did. I can do... Okay, let's make some stuff work. I'm doing a Hurricane Kick on her. What is she gonna do? She's going to try to counter. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, is it a special? It is not a special, so you're about to eat this in the face. Do I have an event? I'm going to spend an event to roll an extra die, and we're going to see how this shakes up. I'm going to hit you for 2, so you're going to take 2 damage, going to 11. Oh, I was supposed to charge 2, boom, boom, and I was supposed to get 2 more dice for that. Sorry, messed that up. So that's 2 more damage coming to you. So 1, 2 going to 9 health. You enjoy that fist sandwich. And then my second action is we're going for the 3 dice push. So 3 dice push on that. What are you gonna do? You're going to try to counter. Is it a special? Nope, you have a strike. So sad for you about the 3 dice I'm about to roll on you right now. So that is 3 more damage. 1, 2, 3, taking her to 6 health. Knocking her back 1. This is so close. And I got 1 card left. That ends my turn. Discard 1. We're ready to keep this fight going. I'm so pumped. I'm so amped for this. Okay, so her turn. She's going to do this. I'm going to say it's a strike. I'm just playing it. Let's see what happens. It's a special. Oh no, that might spell KO for your boy. Here we go. So she needs to be at range 1. She'll move up, and then she's coming with the lightning legs. So she's going to roll 2 dice. It says you may return 1 card from your hand to the top of your deck, then discard 2 cards, which she will do for max damage. From the top of your deck to get +1 die for each discarded this way. So she's going to discard 2 to make it a 4 kick. She's going lightning kick on me. Please be gentle. Please be gentle. So let's see. She'll gain a meter going up to 3. And then she will punch me for 3 that I can't do anything about, going to 4 health. Then she'll stun me because it did damage. I don't have any cards to discard from my hand at random, so it doesn't matter. That'll get discarded. And then her next one, which I am going to block. And she will do this. So it's a super or free action. She can either spend 4 meter or this is a free action. So she will make this a free action, discard this. It says if it's a super, she would get to do all this stuff, but since she doesn't have the meter to do the super, she's going to do a free action instead. Discard this card to gain 2 meter. She goes up to 5. If she gets to 8, I'm toast. But that is her second action as the event. And that is her turn. I will draw 2 cards and pray I could deal 6 damage to her. Alright, so I just need to be at range 2 to really get her going, huh? Alright. So we'll do range 2. I'm going to do this lovely move here. And let's see what she's going to do. Please block it. Thank you. So she's going to try to block it. I'm going to roll 3 dice. Oh my gosh, look at that. What's she going to do? You're going to block once. That's 2, 4, 6. You block 1. That takes you down to 1 health. Oh, Chun-Li lady. She's down to 1 health. And it says, if this attack deals damage, move you up to 1 space back. And then we get ready. We put it all on the line. For the Hadouken to finish her off. What is she going to do? She's going to try to counter it. Oh, this comes down to this. What's it going to be? Is it a projectile? I'm knocking over trees from the energy that he's letting out. He's building up this Hadouken for. It's a special. Oh, Chun-Li. Oh, sweetie. Oh, sweetie. This is going to be 2. I'm at the edge, 3 away. 3 dice. Is he going to finish her with a Hadouken? Let's do it. 1, 2, and a meter. Boom! Defeated her. Oh, Chun-Li goes down. That was so close. But that took her down. We were down to 4 health. She went down super low. Like I said, these games go pretty high intensity and very close. But we were able to take her down and knock her out. Usually what you would do in this game, and what you should do if you play this with your family, your friends, whoever you're going to play it with, you then reset up the board, reset up the locations, and then you fight round 2. But for this, we're going to stop it here. We're going to play through it. We're going to continue our story going as the Dark Hado has taken over Ryu. He's taken down his friend Chun-Li, and he's looking for his bud Ken to come up next. So we'll see how this fight breaks out. I really hope you enjoyed this playthrough. This was a lot of fun. I love this game. Barrett, thank you so much for showing me this game. This was just incredible. It always comes down to these close fights. To see how this goes. And the crazy thing is that if I ever roll a meter, she'll play one of these cards. And if it's a bait card, she gets to do nasty stuff to me. And it's madness. But we'll see how that goes. And the timer system works really well, right? We went 5 rounds to completion of what's going on. So it was pretty hectic. Lots of fun. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. Hopefully you'll stay around for the series as far as he will go, and then we'll just introduce some characters as they'll be taking over the storyline. The overall thing is it's 12 fights that's going to happen in this series. whoever beats the one person, the storyline's going to shift. So if Ken beats Ryu, it's going to be trying to find out how to help his friend get through it. But we'll see what happens next. There's just a lot of cool stuff coming up. Until then, thanks everybody. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you could do about it.